Magic and Miracles, where you learn how to be the magician of your life. My name is Anna, and I'm your most favorite manifestation life energy coach under the sun. Reason why there's no such coaching program like my coaching program, and nobody spends as much time with and on their clients like I do. True story. All the information from me is below. You have the choice between two packages now. That is the signature package, where we rendezvous 3 times per week. And I recommend 2 to 3 months in coaching with me in order to complete my coaching program. And in order for me to be able, for us both actually, to be able to feel like I'm leaving you in an emotionally, mentally, and strategically, most importantly, in a good place. Okay. And most recently, I've added the new coaching package. It's called On the Go. It's less sessions. It's 7 sessions versus 12 in the signature. So that's the difference. And the difference, quite frankly, is in the fact that in the signature package, I can almost guarantee the outcome. Okay, and you do need to come prepared to work. I can't stress this enough. You do need to be able to drop your past beliefs, and willing to, at the very least, and willing to and determined to work towards your manifestation. So in other words, I can give you all the goods. Two different people can come into my coaching. One is really determined, one is really not, but really senses that they need to change something, but they're really resistant to change. Guess which person will succeed in my coaching? And so in the case of On the Go, whilst this is kind of being introduced, I cannot say for certain how many months it's going to take you. So let's find out. But I wanted to offer this to people who can afford this amount, but also maybe their schedule doesn't permit 3 sessions per week. And also for somebody who wants to be in my coaching after already completing the coaching program, kind of like a maintenance package. So let's see how this works. Again, not to be confused with 5 phone calls, which are only for people, reserved for people who have been through my coaching program. And hi, Kat V, how are you? I'm glad you could make it. I'm glad you could make it. Thanks for being here. Every time I go on, I pray that Ketvi is available. I need to hire Ketvi, don't you know? Um, so in that sense, it gives you the opportunity to still be in my coaching. I'm just unsure of the time that I can put my stamp on right now, where I can certainly with certainty say, oh yeah, you will need da 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 da. It's not going to be 2 to 3 months. And again, it depends on where you are, okay, in this manifestational game, in this progress, in your journey, etc. So like for some people, my signature coaching package is 2 months is more than enough. Okay, 2 months is more than enough. 3 months, I mean, you're really set up for life if you're paying attention, like I said. So I've talked about what the audios are about, the monthly audios and the video at school. It's basically unpacking everything and explaining to you in detail what it is that you need to practically do. So a lot of coaches, I don't feel like they do that. They're so focused on affirmations and talking about beliefs, which is, well, fine, that's good. But then what are you doing throughout your day? How are you manifesting throughout the day? So in the monthly audios, I go a deep dive, okay, that really is kind of like from my book, the material, and really coaching material. So if you're not signed up, I don't know what you're doing. This is the least expensive version of my coaching. It's $550. Okay. So I'm here mostly for, like I said, this will be kind of going forward. Let's try this. Let's see how this goes. I still have material prepared. Don't you worry. I'm always prepared out of the wazoo with material because I channel. I can't help myself. But I'm here mostly for people who have questions. And this will be your opportunity going forward to ask your question in terms of manifestation. Okay. So I'm going to open up the floor for you, okay? All the information from me is below. If you're new, subscribe, like, share, all the stuff. And, not just for me, but for other people to get to this material. I want to impact as many people as I can, even through my material on my channel. So if you never come into coaching with me, I really would love to touch as many lives as possible. Excuse me one second. Oh my God, so hot. Ketvi says, I intended to be able to make your lives, and here we are. How funny this intention easy, apparently. Others, Well, it's like what I talked about in my audio that came out an hour long. I did not expect. I just kept going and going. I'm like, shit, it's an hour already. I was just so in the flow. You have to be passionate about things. There's some people sometimes that have come to me in my coaching and said, I just want to manifest this just because I want to manifest it. And I say, okay, but then, if you want to, so there's a difference, in other words. Are you manifesting this just to piss somebody off, or are you really manifesting it or to prove something to somebody? Or are you manifesting it because you're really passionate about it? There's a real difference. There's a difference between everybody's against me and I have this grand idea to manifest something and I'm going to manifest it, God damn it, versus just to prove something to somebody. I really feel like the more I think about it, the more I think about what works for me, and I'm sharing it openly. Again, you would have to be in coaching with me to really discover what it means to you personally, because I can share what works for me, but then we need to unpack your situation to kind of, again, I custom make my coaching around the person. What does the person need? Okay, so not everybody's equal, obviously. Some people have wealth and they don't have a relationship that they want. Some, it's the other way around, or both, right? So there are different strengths and different weaknesses, different challenges in different areas of life. And so whatever you need to kind of work on and work out, make sure that this is what you really want, what you really want, okay? Sorry for the sirens. I know you can hear them. I know this isn't Zoom, unfortunately. YouTube really should think about creating something like that to go noise-free. Ketvi, for sure, I'm passionate about helping you to get your word out. Oh, thank you, Ketvi. She's so nice. To help you channel easily without the distractions. Yeah, listen, no, seriously though, you have no idea how much this helps me, because I just, even energetically, just, I mean, you know what I mean? It's just, it is distracting. So thank you for that so much. You have no idea how much it helps me, actually. So you're more than welcome, whoever's listening, to to ask any question, okay? Don't be shy. You don't have to be specific. I'm just here to guide you, or anything about the coaching that I've shared, or anything about the videos and audios, okay? I think also the more I was thinking about, there's certain things that I left out from the audio, and this was this kind of maybe an addendum. I'm not going to go into what I cover in coaching, but when you start merging with the reality of your preference, when you're really dedicated to there's another cat in the chat. There's another cat in the chat. It rhymes. Hi, Kat. Hi, Anna. I literally, the last few videos you posted, they're very inspiring. Thank you. You talk about being, oh shit. I was in the middle of reading it and she retracted it. How does that work? Okay. Whenever you're ready. Okay. Oh, here we go. Take two. Oh, by the way, before I forget, because I really wanted to share with my friends on YouTube, this is the best eyeliner. I finally found it. I'm laughing. Hold on one second. Because guess who it is by, and guess how much it is. I mean, parenthesis here. I bought Chanel, oh my God, Lady Gaga's house, whatever. And then I bought, oh God, please, Pat McGrath. None of them, but none of them, I'm not getting paid to say this, are like Wet and Wild. But none of them. This does the trick so perfectly. It was like $5. Anyway, moving on. Hi, Kat. Kat number 2. Hi, Anna. I really like the last few videos you posted. They're very inspiring. Thank you again. You talk about being passionate about things, and you're absolutely right. Oh, okay. Thank you. Yeah, you gotta. I mean, it has to speak to you. This is how you know it's yours. It will be so much easier for you to recognize your own energy if you're truly honest with yourself. Okay. And this goes for everybody. This goes for everybody. Sometimes we convince ourselves that we want something when we really actually do not. And there's a thing like that. There's a person out there, and by person I mean a specific kind of person out there in the manifestational field that like they believe they want to manifest something, but they really actually do not. They want something completely different. And that's also very important to understand. Get goes classic drugstore makeup. I know, but it works. It works marvelously well. I don't know why, but basically, not to make too long about the eyeliner. Everybody got it into their head that the eyeliner has to be a sponge, the brush. It's so stupid. It has to actually be a brush. Anyway, hi, Kat, again. A question. In the last video, oh, here's a person that comes prepared. I like this. In the last video, how I build the energy up, you talk a lot about passion. What if you've been manifesting things for a long time and you're kind of losing the passion you used to have? What would you do about it? Can you be more specific? Maybe that will help me out, please. Another cat in the chat. Yeah, I'm seeing cats everywhere. Not for nothing. A lot of drugstore items are awesome. They really are. Yeah. Yeah, it's actually wild that this makeup is only $5. Like seriously though. But anyway. So yeah, be more specific. Maybe that will give me something to work with. I mean, listen, it's like this. I am big on being humane towards yourself and being human about it with manifestations. Don't expect yourself to constantly be on a high. There's going to be lows, but this is what you're doing though. As long as you're doing this, does this make sense? That you're constantly upgrading. Once in a while, the dip is fine. It's human. You're readjusting, especially before big manifestations, before huge manifestations, the things that you've been waiting for. There is usually a dip, as in recalibrating your energy. You know, you are moving up a frequency, and so you're adjusting your own your body to be able to take your body into that reality. Your body has to align also, so you will feel some type of way. Like I feel disoriented when I'm making a huge shift, like literally very disoriented kind of deal. Not in, not in a serious way, but kind of like I feel between realities. I feel like, wow, my body feels a certain way. And I've done this like so many different ways already. And it is the dedication and the passion that will take you there. Now, if you're losing the passion, and Kat, come back to me with what specifically are you talking about? Because it might help me, like I said. It's only because you think you might not get it after all. Okay? Because you said, you've been manifesting things for a long time. And so if it's taking you a long time, then your human mind starts playing tricks on you and starts telling you that maybe it's not going to be possible. So depending on a lot of things, what it is that you're kind of working on, what it is that you've been doing, what kinds of beliefs are you what are you telling yourself? What is the conversation about this topic? And it's so easy to detect this because you're having this conversation in the minute that you wake up in the morning. you know just stop yourself and ask yourself, what the fuck am I thinking right now about myself, about everything, about life in general, about my SP, about my money? Am I feeling desperate, hopeless, or am I genuinely feeling hopeful, optimistic, and maybe even trusting the universe and knowing that everything is okay? Cats everywhere. Cat says, okay, an example. You've been manifesting an SP or financial abundance for a long time, and although you may see some movement but not the full-blown manifestation, so you get tired. Okay, so you see the movement, so just keep moving. This is what happens with a lot of people. You see the movement, the universe is clearly responding to you. Just keep going in that direction. That's an encouragement. Like, don't take little manifestations here and there as a tease. That's literally telling you, yeah, you're doing fine. You're doing exactly what you're supposed to be. Just don't get wary. In the how did I say in the Bible? Don't get wary in the. Somebody help me. I know Kat's gonna know it. Kat V. I'm still very excited. Cat number 2 says, I'm still very excited about my own development, but sometimes I don't feel the passion you're describing. Okay. All right. So if you need reassurance, go back to the drawing board and remember something that you've been working on just like that before, and it came out and it came true, essentially, even if it's the smallest thing. And the smallest thing is just as equal as the big thing, you know that. And keep the passion flowing by remembering what it felt like, this accomplishment of yours, when you were thinking, well, it might not happen, it might, and it might not happen. But that's totally the truth. It might and it might not happen. But just the time that it takes you, if it's taking you a long time, the only reason anything ever takes a long time is because perhaps you're going back and forth in your mind. You're deciding, do I want it? Do I not want it? So remember, it's not a conversation of can I have it, right? So like sometimes people come into my coaching and they say, and listen, recently somebody sent me something from a very, whatever. If I said this person's name, everybody knows who this person is, meaning they have millions of subscribers and this and that. And this person is a coach, and they said something like to the effect of, if it's meant to be, it is to be. It's like, okay, we're going back to Stone Age now. These are the kinds of things that literally drive me up the wall with people who coach. Okay, if you're a coach, you need to empower people. It's not about if it is to be. It's literally your decision. So you're deciding what you want to think. Even though it could be a novel idea, you may have read all the books and watched all the seminars with Abraham Hicks. Not for nothing. We'll never get tired of trolling her, because ridiculous. It needs to be that your own kind of dialogue becomes important to you, because that's what will be produced. So in other words, if you're not deciding, if you're not going like this is how it's gonna go and no other way, the universe receives a mixed bag of ideas. So your passion dwindles because you see a very slow movement. That's what it really is. But really, it's the decision that needs to be taken. It's like this way and no other way. Is it going to happen? This SP is going to be this way and no other way. And then when you have this kind of when you grow a pair, in other words, and you start commanding your reality, versus what is it going to be? Please, it's going to be what you make it to be. Whenever you feel like creating, and again, I don't feel like creating all the time these days. I'm pretty fucking happy with my life. But and neither should you, by the way, because you're gonna get exhausted. This is why this kind of like situation of affirmations all the time and this and that, it doesn't help you. Why? Because you're exhausted and not a lot of not a lot of result is produced from that. I would rather you get infatuated with an idea, be in love with an idea, be passionate about the idea, and then adjust your own dialogue towards it. It's like you're always talking to this something or to this someone in your mind. What kind of dialogue are you having? And I bet you money, cat number 2, sorry, but the dialogue that you're having with your SP and with your money ain't so great. Am I wrong? Hold on, let me adjust this situation. Okay, we're good now. That's it. And if you're talking to money in a way that you're commanding it, you're not really asking, you're commanding it. It's like, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready. Come and join me in this reality. It's gonna take no time. The money's gonna go like tumpa 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 tum, kind of deal. But if it's taking you a long time, then yeah, it needs to be that your own voice, the voice that's commanding the reality, it needs a little tweaking, if not a lot. But that you're deciding. So also like a lot of people with the movement and this and that, you're deciding to take a long time. It's not that somebody's imposing that time on you. You're deciding to take that time. Your manifestation is always there. You cannot get rid of your manifestation. It's always there. Okay, even if you never achieve it, never decide to go there, it's always going to be there, But why not have it? Why not decide to have it? Why not decide to have it? And that's, and that's the other thing, right? You think that you want what you want today, and that you're ready for it, but you really are not. I have to say you really are not, because vibrationally, if you were ready, it would be already here. If you're ready, you're ready. Okay? If you're ready, it doesn't mean like, hey, everybody, I'm ready. Like, no, you're just ready. You vibrate differently. This is how you know you're ready. So many times in my coaching, people come to me and, the SP situation. And if you examine like how they think and what they spend time on thinking and doing and this and that, they're not ready. They're not remotely ready. They're not remotely ready to accept this SP in their life or the version that they want, much less to keep it. So the idea is to accept it into your life and then to keep it. So you're not ready. So what do you need to do to get ready? Your own dialogue towards that something has to change. Finito. Cat number 2. You can call me cat number 2. Thank you. She said, thank you for answer. It was helpful. You're welcome. But you're not ready. And so realize you're not ready. And that's perfectly fine. You're not ready. Like, here it is. When you get up in the morning and you shower, or whenever it is that you wake up, people have different schedules. My schedule is fucking crazy. Sometimes I take naps in the middle of the day. It's true story. Sometimes I wake up like before everybody. But there's a process, right? You wake up, you put your bathrobe on, maybe you go brush your teeth, you start answering emails, maybe this and that. And then at some point, an hour later, or however long it takes you to get ready, you're ready. You put your makeup on for ladies, the guys, you put your suit on, whatever else it is you do. And now you're ready. So this is exactly what you're doing with manifestation. You're getting ready. You're doing this now. You're not like jumping out of the shower and quick, I gotta, put on clothes. You gotta dry off and then maybe moisturizer, maybe this, that, and the other. This is what you're doing with your manifestation. And I recorded that audio to really give a piece of my soul, so to speak, to people, because the way I see manifestation is a lot like cooking a meal. It's a very pleasurable experience. Not the way that I see other people approach it on the internet, not even close. It's not at all what people are trying to make it out to be, this hysteria. It's all very pleasant. It could be all very pleasant. I don't care how long your drama, trauma, panorama existed in your life. And I know this from my own experience, okay? It isn't like I never had a problem in my life. I've had plenty, I'm sure, and I realized that none of this belonged in my life. So the realization, I feel like, that the manifestation process is supposed to be really joyful, really happy, really adventurous, rather than, did you do your homework kind of deal. It's all the difference in the world. Now, parenthesis here, you will have homework. You will have homework in my coaching, but that's a different situation. Sorry, 1 second. Cat number 2 says, I'll monitor my dialogue with my money and my SP. You might be right that my conversation with them should be adjusted. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%. Totally. That's the deal. You are completely in control, so that delay serves you to get ready, to put your makeup on, metaphorically speaking, to be this different person who's going to be in charge of the narrative going forward, of the money, of the honey, of the everything. You've gotten a little bit lazy, haven't been conducting your show, or maybe didn't know that you could. It's all up to you. Like in my life, I know it's all up to me. If I don't do it, if I don't supervise it, my workers, this and that, shit doesn't get done. Not because they're lazy, but because I know exactly how I want it to be done. So it's like, don't complain if even the most genius of workers doesn't know what to do for you if you don't instruct it specifically. And so some of the things that you can try, instead of, kind of like banging your head against the wall of affirmations, and things like that, or the tapes at night, which is spooky. You can engage in fun activities like creating a world. And I discussed this, right? With the music, with art, with experiences, with certain locations, even going to see a house, creating this vibration. Like for me personally, I have to have my walk. I talked about this. I have to have my walk without my dog. With my dog, I also enjoy, but without my dog for sure, because this is my meditation. I go into, I have my earpods and this and that, and I'm listening to my music, and my mind, it goes like tupa 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 tu, and I have access to different like dimensions, you could say, and I get the answer like in my mind. And it's a little bit spooky how I do it, because, some people have told me, like, how the fuck do you know this? How the fuck were you privy to this information? Nobody knows about it. So you do two things at the same time. You construct a world, you decide to create something, but then you also listen for inspirations, because on the other end, there is this other you who wants you to be there, if it makes any sense. The whole universe wants you to succeed. And so inspirations from that reality will flood in and tell you, will be probably like silly, a little silly thing here and there, but why don't you go here? Why don't you do this? Why don't you call that one? And it feels really joyous. This feeling, like when you get inspirations, it's like, fuck, I don't know why, but I'm really fucking excited right now to go and talk to this person, to go and call this one, to do this, that, and the other. And it's so fabulous like that, because it's like you follow your inspiration, you follow the yellow brick road, and inevitably you arrive at exactly what you were asking for. I play this game all the time. Like I don't even speak it out loud anymore. I just think it and say to the universe, okay, give me an answer to such and such problem. And I could see it somewhere that it completely is unrelated to what I'm talking about. But the answer will be so exact that I cannot refute the fact that this is completely for me. Like literally sometimes, hey, you know something? I completely forgot what I was just talking about. um, okay, I have missed you. Oh, thank you. I've missed you also. Thank you. Yeah, I know. I know. You wrote to me, remember? Thank you. Okay, where was I? Inspirations. And it will be right there. The universe pays attention. It pays attention. Don't ever think the universe is not paying attention. The universe is creepy. It's like a fucking stalker. I'm so serious. It pays attention to what you're saying, what you're thinking about, with feeling especially. So that's the thing, that the most important thing that you need to work out in manifestations, especially with people. Although, I guess money could be the same thing. Sorry, my nose is itching. The feeling, right? This assumption that you're going in to thinking about this person with. What is the first thing that pops into your head when you're thinking about this person? If it's something negative, that's what you need to change. And it's not up to this person to come and apologize to you for you to feel differently. Unfortunately, that's not how it works. Or fortunately, I should say, because you're in charge. You need to let go completely of this old version and don't have illusions that you're manifesting back the same fucking person. No. Okay? You need to recreate and forget that old version. This is done and over with. Like, you're not going to bring that back. This is like floated away like driftwood many million years ago. So now that you're in this position and the universe watched out for you and gave you this opportunity to give it another go, how do you want to play it this time? That's what I would say. So then it's a lot clearer what to do. It's all with you. The energy is with you. Like what you want to put on this SP, on this new version of SP, or another SP. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like, you're not going anywhere. If you're not forgiving somebody, truly, like, if you need to get to a point where you think about this person and you just wish them well, there's nothing else coming out of you. Like, nothing. I mean, not to say that they, what they've done was wrong and tupa. We're in agreement about that. But you yourself, as a vessel for manifestations to pour through you, you don't need that fucking junk. And it doesn't serve anybody. You can stay in that toxic soup of the past like forever if you wanted to, or you could just turn a page and start writing a new story, and that will free you up, guys. When I'm telling you, I'm speaking from experience. I know we're all human, we have feelings. It's very hard to let go of something. I'm not saying that what you feel is invalid. It's completely valid. This is what we talk about in coaching day in and day out, and there's a lot to process because everything that you're feeling is completely valid. But you cannot bring it's kind of like the old man into the new, or some whatever, however they say it. You can't bring the past into the new future. Just impossible, darling, impossible. So you got to understand also the other thing, that this is how I started out. It's, are you okay with who you are as a person? Being okay with who you are is a big deal. Just like you are with all your seeming imperfections and this and that and the other, are you okay with who you are? Are you loving yourself on a daily basis? Are you allowing yourself to be your human self? Or are you judging yourself and talking nonsense about yourself and being really, really harsh? And honestly, whenever I have like whatever, a little glimpse into the real world, I'm so in my world, is ridiculous. Like, I don't really watch much TV, period, or YouTube for that matter. I don't watch TV period by YouTube, not at all, except for an occasional like funny movie or a video that somebody sends me. But it's like the other day I had someone send me this stand up. I love stand up, and so people send me stand up, and this comedian came out, and I'm telling you, like 50% of his, I think he was on stage for like an hour or something. It was apologizing before telling the joke, and I'm like, whoa, we have got to let go of this bullshit as a society of caring too much about offending people, or you know what I mean? This is so crazy. Or worrying about what other people think. I mean, if you're doing something wrong, then all right, go and apologize. But just speaking your mind and being exactly who you are and being forgiving of yourself, if you don't intend any harm, like, to me, that was crazy. He was apologizing like 10 times before delivering the joke. It was so stale. In other words, you gotta give yourself permission to be your human self, to express yourself, yes, with your anger, yes, with your issues, this and that. Like, make good with the entirety of you. This is how you become magnetic. When your attention is on who you are, what you do, become as obsessed with yourself as you are obsessed with your problems. Are you becoming a better version of yourself? Are you being a freer version of yourself in your mind, in actions, etc.? Again, don't harm anybody. I'm not saying that, but be free in that things are possible. Things are things that I want are possible for me, because I want good things for me, and that is the norm, kind of deal. So because I feel like with a lot of people, that in and of itself is the struggle, where it's like, well, certainly I don't deserve it. Like, other people deserve it, but certainly I don't deserve it. This is the subtext, kind of deal, based on the assumptions, the conclusions, etc. Why? Because that's the subtext as well. Because I'm imperfect, because I've done something or something happened to me, do. Again, this is something we work through in coaching. But letting go of that and making, like, telling yourself, I love you and you're good enough. This is why I shamelessly talk nice things about myself, because I want to inspire other people to do the same thing for them. It's not a crime to think well of yourself. If you're doing something right, congratulate yourself fucking for it. Okay? Compliment yourself in the mirror. I tell my clients all the time, like, look in the mirror first thing in the morning and be like, holy shit bananas, you're fucking gorgeous. Okay? Like, look at you. Like, seriously. And if you think that there's such a thing as a perfect person, it doesn't fucking exist. Okay, let go of that illusion. It doesn't exist. All there is there is vibration. Okay, you can change certain things, like, people obsess about the funniest things to me, like losing weight and wrinkles and this and that. All of that is vibration. It's the aftermath of you not being okay with who you are. If you're okay with who you are, your body follows. It just, not only just your body, but everything else in your life. But your body just, I don't know, harmonizes itself. That's how you never get unwell, or never, people who don't age and this and that. No, they don't have magic potions. I feel it's just vibration, Humble, no, I'm not talking about humble, the opposite of humble. Jamie. Have you just gotten to know me? What are you doing? Kat says, thank you, I like your approach. I'm so very glad that you do. Depending on what you call humble. Humble, to me, is synonymous with modest, and I don't like modest people. I feel like this is like, totally not necessary. Be somewhere in the middle, I would say. Basically speaking, if you are doing good things, then talk about it. Don't be modest or humble. But there are too many people who don't do shit, like, these millennials and this and that. They're with their phone and they're braggadocious. That's a little bit different. If you actually have got something to talk about, then fucking talk about. That's kind of like what I'm saying. But make it okay to be you. Okay, make it. And by the way, really quick, all of these things that you think that are so horrible about you and this and that, like, they're really, really not. Just parenthesis here. Magnetizing this in this way, by loving yourself, by giving yourself the love that you're like spreading out around like to SPs and this and that, watch how everything changes in your life when you're putting yourself first, when you're not people pleasing anymore. You're becoming so magnetic, everything just comes to you. It's not like, oh, let me figure out how to bring back an SP. You have got the wrong idea. It's not that you are incomplete without those manifestations, without your SP or whatever, the money, blah, blah, blah. It's that that is incomplete without you. That money is incomplete without you. That SP is incomplete without you. It's completely reverse. They want to come to you, they desperately want to be exactly what you want them to be. Hi. Hi, Monique. Yay, I caught alive. I'm so happy you're here. Such good energy right here, right now. I love it. It's not that you have to figure out very like hard how to please somebody and this and that. You just put yourself in the thought world of where everything goes your way. And that takes some time. And this is what I was talking about in the long audio, where it's like, you know, just like a painter, just like somebody, an artist who's planning their next manifestation, their next piece of art. You plan what you're going to paint. You plan what paints you're going to colors and canvas and dooba dooba doo, and then you start slowly, you know, there's no rush, and dooba doo, and you seeing the manifestations just keep going, just keep chiseling away. And it's a lovely fucking process. And if you can understand that your mind, it is an animal. It really is a fucking animal, and you need to train the animal. You know, like you train dogs, right? Not to poop in the house, not for nothing. It's exactly like that. You need to train your mind not to poop inside your mind anymore. Okay, you really need to be like, no more. Okay, you are done polluting my mind. You are not going to sabotage this manifestation for me. You're going to do what I tell you to do. Before, you were the ruler of me, and see where we found ourselves. This is like a discipline situation that is completely not negotiable. And in the beginning, it's a little bit hard, but then it's just going to be like paying attention. And it's going to be easier and easier and easier. Jamie, okay, great thesis. Okay, that will absolutely amount to nothing. For you. It's great you are in love with yourself. I would love to discuss this further. You will end up on an island by yourself. So how is your depression? Oh my god. Ketvi, you have permission to strike this off the record. I think she's doing something. She would have stricken this already. Yeah, you see, this is the kind of situation that, you know, you need a therapist. I'm sorry. I think it's extremely important to love yourself. And if, again, you have this reaction towards somebody who figured it out and is sharing with other people how to really manifest crazy fast, you know, you have darker issues, and you shouldn't vomit them on everybody else. Okay, any questions thus far? Or any situation you're struggling with? Oh, okay. Oh, thank you, Kat. You're the most fabulous moderator there have ever has been in the entirety of the world. She said, I wanted to make sure you read that. Fabulous. So, there is no destiny. You're always deciding. Just give yourself the opportunity to make this fun for yourself. This experience should be fun. Just make it fun. Let it be fun. Disregard the fucking trolls. Disregard people who will tell you X, Y, and Z is not possible. It's just another person who, quite frankly, doesn't know any better and are like this Jamie guy with who girl or guy, whatever. I wish you all the best, but quite frankly, I feel like it's totally impolite to like just vomit your bad energy on somebody. I'm working overtime to give you good energy. Like, why the fuck do you need to do that? But that's a choice, right? So, looking at people like that, I'm like, well, okay, so you're suffering. You need help, and these are the kinds of people who need it the most and need loving the most. Oh, Immortal Coil, Cat V, I gave you one chance and you're not welcome on my channel anymore. I could use your no, your bad energy is not welcome here. Cat V, you can delete, block, everything you need to do. I saw your comment the other day. It's not nice. Just don't bother. Why would you pollute my channel? I'm giving so much of myself to you guys. No, I refuse. Thanks, Cat V. What you see, this is what kind of like, somebody remind me where I was, please. It's okay to love yourself. In other words, stop paying attention to people who are not, even if it's your family. Okay, I know I've had to deal with that in my own family. Okay, people who I in my own immediate circle that I want to change, that I interact with, I will. Okay, but people like I can't handle changing every single person who has it up their ass that the world is against them. That is for you to work out and then maybe seek coaching. Because if you're going into coaching with already preconceived notions that the world is against you, like it's going to be like next to impossible for me to fish you out of there. Again, not a therapist, right? So maybe like go to therapy first and then coach. Like, I'm so serious. I'm not even being sarcastic. But it is okay to love yourself. It is okay to be in love with yourself in a healthy way, not in a narcissistic way, not in a I'm never wrong way, but in like I've got it going on and I should know it and I should feel it and I should really fucking own it. And your life will never be the same. And invest in that. Invest in what you're doing. Yes, share it with the world. Do right by people and do good things. But don't forget to congratulate yourself for it, and don't be shy about it. Fuck that shit. You don't have to rub it into everybody else's face that you meet, but you have to have this aura of like, yeah, the world is on my fucking side. And you know what? Quite frankly, honestly, right there is all the difference in the world of what kind of days you will have from here on. It's a decision away. It's a simple decision. There's no conspiracy. Nobody's against you, It's just a choice. It's a personal choice, and that's what you're doing every single day. Sorry, 1 second. You know something? I love that you changed that. It's so funny. What's your favorite? Nothing says. What's your favorite way of practicing self-love? Question mark. I love mirror talk, like you mentioned. That's nice. I do this a lot lately and buy myself nice gifts for being awesome. That's so cute. You see? Definitely, Kat V. I agree. This is inspiring. Your coaching is advanced coaching. Oh, Ketvi, thank you so much. You see, so nice. Thank you. I appreciate it. What's my favorite? Practicing self-love. I just love anything that uplifts me, like silly things, taking a bubble bath, like everything that I've discussed with you guys, like taking a bubble bath, burning scented candles that I love, walking my dog is my number one kind of like favorite thing to do. Incense, listening to music, just doing something just for me. Because all day long I'm all about other people and people in my household, and my dog is almost like a person, also very opinionated. So I love to take time for me and do something for me, buy something for me, makeup, or what. Yeah, the gifts, the this, the taking the time and not having to, answer emails for some time and this and that. That's my kind of like guilty pleasure, if you will. But most importantly, I love to, just take the time and even kind of like advance something in my life, like invest in something going forward. Like I'm always thinking, years ahead, and something that, I mean, this is whatever, maybe not for everybody, but something that I will leave as a legacy down the line. And that's kind of like my thought process every day. Okay, Kat V, we often forget to congratulate ourselves after finishing things. That's so true. We tend to just move on to the next thing without stopping and saying, wow, good job. Exactly. Thank you. I'm doing this now. Good for you. After making a meal or painting a part of my house. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, totally. Totally. Like if I do the thing with the Wet and Wild now, I have so much fun doing my makeup, and I'm like, good job, Anna. You did great. Look at this. And not in a disingenuous way, but genuous way, but in a very like, yeah, fuck yeah, kind of deal. It's okay. Judgment is necessary, right? When you're doing something right, yeah, congratulate yourself for it. Like, judgment meaning like, well, you're judging the situation that you've accomplished something, you're congratulating yourself. So putting the emphasis more on what you're doing right versus what you've done wrong or what you think you're doing wrong is all the difference in the world. But yet you see how like conditioned people are, that yeah, it's totally normal to complain and to say all the things that are wrong with you, but it's totally taboo. Don't even start there to act like you love yourself, because that's gonna be a fucking problem. One time, this reminds me really quick, sorry, I want to reapply my makeup, my lipstick, sorry, because my lips get chappy. One time I was dating this guy very briefly, and I was doing stand-up at that time, and I had a really good set. Okay, I was doing stand-up just as an exercise, but I really got into it, and I just had the most like fabulous set, and everybody clapped and laughed and dooba dooba doo. And mind you, I was like the only girl in for the majority of the time. And hi Anna, hi. And this guy came to see me, and he picked me up, and we were going to go to dinner afterwards, and I was like, oh my god, and I taped it on my phone, and I was just like buzzing, like, oh, this was so great, and I'm so happy, and dooba dooba doo. And he turned to me, and as he's driving his Ferrari, and he's like, oh, you're just so in love with yourself. I was like, well, who else should I be in love with? You? And I made him stop the car, and I got the fuck out of the car. One of those funny things, like those kinds of comments I do not tolerate. Oh, you're so in love with yourself. You should be paying me compliments, I was thinking. And it's, anyway. Monique says, BRB, my son said I need to change it to someone who doesn't say bad words. My son said I need to change it to someone who doesn't say bad words. I'm sorry, I so didn't get that. Maybe I'm not understanding something. Anyway, let me just check my notes really quick, because don't you know I always come prepared. I think this is where it's at, guys. Honestly, making it okay. And I can say this like 100% of the time because of what happened in the past, and I can sit here till the sun comes up, okay? It's 6 p.m. now in New York, and tell you the fucking sob stories from my history, and you'll be like, oh no, and it'll be all true and it'll be all valid. But I process that, and I no longer identify with that. And so can you, because most of the time what happens is that your identity stays I kind of associated with those things, with how people chose to treat you and how they chose to talk to you and all this fucking shit, because your self-esteem was in the gutter. But if your self-esteem is flying high, you will, like, first of all, the people who are toxic, like Jamie, not for nothing, but we have to judge, right? We have to be judges of reality, okay? Otherwise we don't have any kind of capability of identifying what's right and wrong. You will be so revolting towards people who are toxic. You will not attract toxic people, for one. And for two, you will start to notice the kinds of people that are gravitating towards you, the kinds of versions of people that are gravitating towards you, who also want to be on that frequency. Okay. And then it's a different dance. So when you, right now, if you have a situation when your SP left, or the money and the this and the that, understand, as hard as it may sound for you to hear it, understand this is the best thing that has ever happened to you. This is the best thing that has ever happened to you. Out of this, you can choose to create monumental success and victory, or quite frankly, to do nothing with, to remain where you are and not transform the situation. And that's a choice. It's a personal choice for everybody. Um, something always makes me laugh. People want you to love yourself less so you can love them more. I know, and that's not selfish, right? Oh my god, too funny. Okay, cuckoo. Crazy logic. Yeah, oh my god. I'm getting hot now. It's getting hot in here. Is it one of those disgraced rappers yet, or no? It's hard to keep up. Okay, see, living up to your name. Right. It's easier to be on the joyous frequency because that's who you really are. Be fucking unapologetic. You think I could give a flying fuck what people say or think about me? And I know I've scared the shit out of people with my honesty, and that's a good thing, because they would rather not say anything anymore than show up on my channel. That's what authenticity does to you, baby. All the fucking toxic people freaking out. But see, seriously now, as if that wasn't true, you physically sense the difference in the way that you feel, in the way that you look, in the way that the manifestations appear. Being unapologetically yourself, loving yourself the way that you are, watch how the universe responds to you. And understand it's your choice only what is going to happen next vis-a-vis the SP or money and this and that, but get excited about it. So it's kind of like going back to cat number 2, if she's still with us, or if she's not, she's going to rewatch it. This question reminds me, like, what if I lost my passion, kind of deal. You know what this reminds me of? It's kind of like a designer, let's just say, because I'm also a fashion designer. There were times in my career as a designer for the last 13 years where I've run out of passion, but it was only because things were not going well. And so for me, it was important to reinvent. Monique, don't delete this comment. I will reply to it momentarily. Just give me a chance here. See, I lost it now. I have it. It's like a designer who is not inspired because the things are not going well so far. But what if you were to reinvent yourself? What if you were to throw everything away what you did and try again, but try again with enthusiasm of building something else? So maybe the things that you were trying to produce thus far aren't so exciting to you. It's totally possible, like I said. So stop trying to be passionate about something that's not like exciting to you anymore, maybe. Or you're not believing that what you really want is possible. But try again anyway. Just keep trying. But try, here's what trying really is, okay? If I'm doing something, if I'm trying to do something, I'm not doing just the same thing over and over again. I'm going to try again in a different way. I'm going to give it my all. And what is giving your all? It's not repeating affirmations. It's not, whatever, falling asleep to the tapes and being mad at yourself and being obsessed with your SP. It's really, really, really about understanding that it's you who shows up, and you who is determined, you who will determine the outcome of this situation based on your decisions. Okay? So if your heart's not in something, you already decided, okay, on some level that your heart's not in it. If your heart's in it, there's no way you're going to stop trying. You might have a moment here and there of like, I don't know, this and that. But eventually you'll be like, I want to try again. But try again and give it your all. Give it your love. Give it your heart. Give the energy of excitement and look how the universe, watch how the universe responds. Just responds like, like this. Here it is, kind of deal. And then you will know how energetically magnetic you're becoming just by feeling a different way. Just like right here, sit and vibrate a different feeling about your SP. And do that every day, but something different than was before. And see the difference, quite frankly. But that can only exist on the frequency of authenticity. What is authenticity? What I really want, irregardless of what seems possible, irregardless of what has been, irregardless of what somebody's fucking telling me that I'm not even asking their opinion. This is what I want and basta. Okay, let me read Monique's. Okay, I'm back with headphones this time. I can vouch for Anna's coaching. She's life changing. Oh, let me take a screenshot. That's so cute. I love it. Thank you. Just hearing that melts my heart. Cat number 2. Yes, I see things this way. Anything I perceive bad is the best thing that has happened to me. Yeah. Yeah. Something says, yes, reignite that fire. Yes, go back to the fucking drawing board and reignite that fire. Like I said, either you're not doing what you really want to do with the person that you really want to do it, etc., etc., or you're not believing that a certain version of events can happen, that it's impossible for you. And so you already kind of like, well, it's not going to happen anyway, so whatever kind of deal. But that's a sabotage. You're deciding right there that it's impossible for you. Why? Why? Manifestations are not linear. So right here, right now, you can decide to do something else, to think, to be a different person, to wear your makeup differently, but not like a crazy person, like researching somebody online and becoming them. No, like literally becoming who you really are, dressing how you really wanted always to dress, doing for a living what you always wanted to do, living where you always wanted to live, being with the person that you always wanted to be with. How much work is it to feel passionate about all these things I just mentioned? No effort. It's normal, it's natural to you. I'm passionate about this something. There's certain things that you can never let go of in that sense. It's always there. So, but what do you think about those things in relation to yourself? Like, is it really possible for me? Or is it absolutely impossible? Or even worse, some people think that there's great sacrifice, some kind of a price to pay. There's no price to pay. I promise you, there is no price to pay other than changing your mind. It will actually spook you, like a lot of you who are used to the struggle and the this and the that. I cannot put into words how backwards our predecessors were when they said there's a price to pay for everything. There isn't. That is so crazy to say this to somebody. The only price to pay is to really become somebody else. That's the only price you're paying. I promise you, I promise you, I promise you. The only work that you'll be doing should be fun, meaning the manifestational work is like I've described. You're connecting to the parallel reality with the use of imagery, movies, scents, music. You're creating this ambience. How much work does this take? Oh, this is so labor, incentive, or however they say it. No, it's totally easy to do that. It should be fun, inspiring. It's so, you could do it all day, kind of deal. But stay in that mood and make this your mood permanently. Like, color your world with your mood of whoever you want to be, with whomever you want to be. That's the only price you're paying. Cat number 2. Cat, by the next live, if it's not too much to ask, could you please add a thing, an initial, a second initial, so I could refer to you some kind of other way? That would help. Cat number 2, still watching. Thank you. I love your advice. Thank you. When you asked if I was here, oh, you were reading my mind. Soon I need to go as I'm in Europe. Okay, yes. And it's getting late. I'll watch the parts that I miss. Yeah, we're about done here anyway. You're right about the sabotage too. You know something? I love that color, the world with your mood. All the colors of the rainbow. Why did you delete that? Kadvi, that was a colorful message. Can you please put it back? Unhidden. Thank you. Kadvi. Oh, no problem. No problem, darling. This is basically, so understand it's not such a hard decision to start completely questioning everything that you've been taught thus far, how hard it could be, how possible things, like question everything. Question everything. But as long as you understand who you really are, your passions, your inclinations, your desires, that's your North Star. Okay? That is what you're made to do. This is what you're made to experience. It then becomes easier, right? So if you have that path, you have that blueprint, then the realignment needs to happen from the drama, trauma, panorama that you experience. You need to work through this and create literally a new rule book by which your reality will create itself on an automatic pilot. Okay? This is the hugest, like, people who call me a narcissist really don't understand, first of all, what a narcissist is. A narcissist does not care about helping other people and does not have peace inside. They're very insecure people, very troubled indeed. Loving yourself is not narcissism, is actually showing another what is possible for them. You know, it's really that simple, because if they're looking at your life and they ask you, what have you done differently? And you just plainly tell them, I'm just loving myself. And that's really all you are. You're really loving yourself and accepting all the good that is there possibly for you to experience through the universe. That's all you can offer them. And that's the best example that you can create for somebody else. If you're going around not really loving yourself, you're not doing anybody a favor, much less yourself. You have nothing to show for your hard work. I agree there's certain work that needs to be there, but that it has to be hard and unenjoyable. The only time when it's really not enjoyable, I feel like it's in coaching. Okay, meaning there's going to be certain things that will obviously come up. There's something that you need to forgive, to let go, to talk about. I feel like that's the only thing that should be uncomfortable and should be, you're welcome, Kat, should be uncomfortable because you're expanding. Because on your way to manifestation, there is going to need to be some purging to do. So when you go on detox or when you do a colon cleanse or whatever, it's not all right, you feeling it, all right? So that's what needs to happen. You need to purge yourself of these toxins in order to become a newer, better version of yourself. But manifestation itself, once you're done with that process and you've clearly understood what's yours, what's truly yours, and what's not, then the manifestation part is the easiest part in the world. And it's actually like you understand how not in a rush you have to be, that it's just like painting a painting, another brush stroke, and you don't have to paint every single day. You could just take a pause, relax, drink some chamomile tea. Nothing is going anywhere, no one is running away anywhere. Everything is according to your plan, just like that. Okay, you're welcome, cat number 2. She says, okay, I'll try to change my name next time. Okay, thank you. Cat V, narcissists are actually insecure people. Yes. The opposite of genuine confidence. Right. Which is what you have. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I feel that's like a really self-explanatory difference. Not for nothing, you could tell who's confident genuinely and who's putting on a front. I'm sure there's so much more that I want to say, but we have to stop here. If you have any questions about my coaching or anything I've said, please email me, or you could just book a session. If you want, before booking the monthly, you have the options now, the 2 different coaching packages, the on the go and the signature. Again, I recommend the signature because I know what to expect with the frequency. And I prefer this frequency, especially in the beginning, so that I can create a more lasting effect in your life right away to shock the monkey that is your mind. Okay. But you still have the option of on the go, which is less sessions and therefore less money. Okay. You know something. I'm so used to saying you know nothing. You know something. I can't believe I randomly found your live tonight. Randomly. You don't have the bell notifications. And I can't believe the magic I heard tonight. The universe sent me here to hear this message. Oh, so sweet. I love my people. All right, darlings, Cat V, thank you ever so much for guarding and guarding the fort. Yeah, that's what you're doing. The fort guarder. Guarding angel. Thank you, everybody. For those who showed up late, go and rewatch, subscribe, like, share. Let's spread the word that it's not that actually difficult. Love that you all showed up. Such good energy. Thank you so much. Until next time. Ciao, ciao.